Anyway, as luck would have it, about 3 weeks before the launch of the CD32, there was an article published in a PC magazine where Tom Kalinske, who was the worldwide president of Sega, was interviewed. And the interviewer said to him in the middle of this interview, said, "Oh, what about 32-bit CD-based console?" And Tom Kalinske said, "Can't be done.
Right.
If anybody could do it, it would be Sega. It can't be done. Just take it from me, it can't be done." We're 3 weeks away from launching,
Okay.
So anyway, I went, "Oh, thank you, God." So once it was in print, I can do what I like with it.
Yeah.
Because it's there in print. You can't contest it. And so
what most people don't know is that about 4 weeks before the launch of the CD32, Tom Kalinske, who was the president of Sega worldwide, was interviewed in a PC magazine, and the interviewer said to him, "What about 32-bit technology, 32-bit games?" And Tom Kalinske said, "No, can't be done. If anybody could do it, it would be us, and we have not got one." And that went to print. And I think, thank you, God, there is a God. So needless to say, when we launched the machine, nobody knew. I mean, I can tell you it was an absolute secret. Nobody knew that we were going to launch it, except we invited all the retailers, all the publishers and so on, and then announced it. And we kind of took the piss really out of Tom Kalinske. We had a voiceover that said, "It can't be done." We said, "Oh, here it is, and it's going to be in your shops in 2 weeks' time." It's phenomenal. No.
And then what happened is God would sometimes he does give wonderful things. About 2 weeks before the launch, there was an article in a PC magazine, and I'd give anything to try and track this article down, because I've tried, but it was definitely there. And it was an interview with Tom Kalinske, who was worldwide president of Sega, and the interviewer said to him, "Okay, what about 32-bit CD?" And he said, "Can't be done. If anybody could do it, it would be Sega, and it can't be done." And this was 2 weeks before our launch. Thank you, God. So, needless to say, we did a big voiceover for our launch.
Anyway, about 2 or 3 weeks prior to the launch, there was an article published in a PC magazine where Tom Kalinske, who was the worldwide president of Sega, was interviewed. And the interviewer said to Tom Kalinske, what do you think about 32-bit CD-based games, consoles? And he said, "Can't be done." Said, "If anybody can do it, it would be Sega, but it can't be done." End of story. And I think, thank you, God. Because if it's Sega saying they can't do it, that's fantastic. So what we did was that I got a professional voiceover guy, came in and he read out this article with all our audience there. We had all of the retailers, we had all of the software publishers and everything all in the audience. And of course, we read this out and they say, "Oh, by the way," then we open the curtains and the smoke and mirrors as you usually do, and there's the CD32, and it will be in your shops in 3 weeks. That was brilliant stuff.
And the best thing in the world, and I do love this, was that about 2 weeks before our launch, there was an article where Tom Kalinske, who was the worldwide president of Sega, was interviewed, and somebody in the interview said to him, "What about CD, 32-bit technology, CD?" And he said, "It can't be done. If anybody can do it, it would be Sega, and it can't be done." Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Because it was literally about 2 weeks before we were due to launch. So, needless to say, when we did the launch, we had a big voiceover of him saying that, because we were able to say it because it was written, it was there in print. So we just verbatim had somebody voiceover. Should have been Dan with his speaking voice, but anyway.
It was a bit squeaky about that.
And of course it said, we just read it out, and then we said, "Ladies and gentlemen, here it is."
And anyway, about 3 weeks before the launch, there was an article in a PC magazine where Tom Kalinske, who was the worldwide president of Sega, was interviewed by this guy. And this guy said to Tom Kalinske, "So what about 32-bit based games consoles?" And Tom said, "Can't be done. If anybody could do it, it would be us. It would be Sega. It can't be done." And it was in print. And I went,
thank you, God, thank you, because that is the most wonderful. 3 weeks before we're ready to launch, right? And I know this firsthand. So, you know, everything I'm telling you, I swear to you on my life is the truth, right? I've got no reason to tell you any lies. Why would I?